Hey everyone, Andrew Swayze here. In today's video, I'm going to take you through a shoulder mobility warm-up that I like to do before I go through upper body workouts or even before when I go out into the water for surfing. We're going to work on using shoulder cars to go through and scan for any stickiness or uncomfortable sensations that we're going to feel through the shoulder. I'm going to give you a couple exercises to help you work on moving through some of that stickiness. And then after that, we're going to do some work for the scapula, specifically to work on creating interdependence between the shoulder joint and the scapula joint. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, we're going to go ahead and start things off with shoulder cars. We're going to be utilizing shoulder cars not only to warm the shoulder up and explore the workspace in our shoulders, but we're going to be looking for any what I would call stickiness or any restrictions we might feel as we're going through the shoulder car. Everybody has different shoulders, so my shoulder car might look a little bit different from your shoulder car. But remember, whenever we're doing cars, the main objective is to make sure we are minimizing compensation in other areas of the body and only moving in the shoulder joint itself. So let's go ahead and begin. Go ahead and make a fist with your left hand and open up your right palm. Take a breath in and exhale, creating some tension into the trunk of your body. Slowly lift the palm up in front of your body, squeezing through the chest like you're holding a serving tray out in front. Transition to overhead position, keeping your arms straight. Your fingertips are going to reach up to the ceiling here. This is where you might start to notice some stickiness or some tension. If we notice the back arching or any type of other compensations going on there, try and minimize that and only work through moving into the shoulder. So once I hit that first wall here, I turn my palm out and reach back and behind my body, leading with my thumb. For some of us, this is where we might feel some more stickiness here as we go into extension and internal rotation and bring the back side of our hand down to the outside of our hip. Go ahead and reverse the motion, drive back with the thumb, reaching back and behind the body here. When you hit that first wall, start to unwind through the arm, turn that bicep up to the ceiling, lift the arm out to the side, pull the arm up over the shoulder, and then begin to pull down across the body back to your starting position. Very nice. So that was the first of our 2 scanning reps. The second time through, I really want you to pay attention to any areas that you might feel some of that restriction in and make mental notes about that. Take a breath in through the belly. Exhale, brace down through the trunk. Open up the right palm, slowly pull up and across the body. Reaching for the ceiling with the fingertips. Try and keep that arm straight here as you bring that hand over the shoulder. Once you hit that first wall, begin to turn that palm, reach into the back seat of the car, leading with that thumb here. Going in through internal rotation. As we hit that next wall, go ahead and turn the back side of the hand down to the outside of the hip and pause. Go ahead and reverse, drive back and behind, reaching with the thumb first. Then from there, unwind through the shoulder, reaching those fingertips up towards the ceiling as you lift that arm overhead. Pull down and across the body, down to the outside of the hip. Very nice. That's our first 2 scanning reps there on the right shoulder. Let's go ahead and work through a couple on the left. Take a breath in through the belly. Exhale, brace down through the core, make a fist with your right hand. Open up your left palm. Slowly pull up and across the body here, feeling the pec as you lift that palm up. From there, reach up to the ceiling with the fingertips, arms staying straight. Turn the palm out, reaching back and behind the body, turning the arm down, going into the back seat of the car, coming to the outside of your hip. Let's reverse, drive back with the thumb. Reach out to the side, let the arm drift up. Good. Unwind through the shoulder, bring the arm back over the top, and then pull down and across the body, back down to the outside of the hip. Very nice. Good. Making those mental notes here about any areas that you might feel some restriction in, noticing any differences between the left and the right side of the body, all just being aware right now as we're going through these cars. Take a breath in. Exhale, brace down through the core, fist to the right hand. Bring that open palm up and across the body, reaching out in front of the chest. Slowly reach up to the ceiling with those fingertips. Over the shoulder, once you hit that first wall, turn that palm out, reaching back and behind, leading with the thumb as you go into the back seat of the car. Bring the back side of the hand down to the outside of the hip. Let's reverse, drive back and behind, reaching with the arm. Then from there, unwind, go into that external rotation through the shoulder, pull the arm up over the top, and then pull down and across the body, coming back to your starting position. Very nice. All right, after going through those shoulder cars, we should now have a pretty good idea as far as where those limitations are in our shoulder range of motion. Today I'm going to take you through a new exercise. These are called axials. Basically, we're going to be working on the upper arm where it connects into the shoulder joint right here, and we're just going to do some almost like some screwing motions in and out of that shoulder joint there, with the objective to trying to stimulate the tissue that's in the deepest part of the shoulder joint. That's called the shoulder capsule right there. So what we would want to do is then come back and reflect on, okay, I went through my shoulder cars here. Where were some of those angles that felt pretty sticky? For most of us, myself included, a lot of that was kind of back here into this range. I'm not going to go through specific ranges. I'm going to leave that up to you to figure out for yourself where you might need to do those little tune-ups in that shoulder range of motion. But I'm going to take you through 3 general positions that I take my clients through for axials, and you can see how we train those, and then you can take that and apply it to the ranges that work well for you. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the right arm out in front of the body. I want you to take a breath in, and as you exhale, brace down through the core. I'd like you to place one hand on your chest right here. As we're going through these axials, it's very common to kind of rotate through the trunk here. We want to minimize any movement other than what we're doing specifically at the shoulder. So taking a breath in, exhale, embrace, and begin to turn the palm down right here. So your thumb is basically pointing towards the floor. Imagine you're pouring a drink out. We are turning the bicep down and we're going into internal rotation through the shoulder. Important here too that we synchronize breath to motion. So go ahead and inhale, unwind out of that internal rotation, come into the mid-range, and then exhale and turn that thumb out into external rotation here. This time imagine trying to turn the bicep out and away from the body. Once again, inhale to mid-range, exhale, turn down. Inhale to mid-range, exhale, and turn out. Should be feeling a lot of the muscles through the back side of the shoulder on the external rotation. Inhale, exhale, turn down. You'll feel some of the muscles more through the front side of the shoulder for that internal rotation. One more time going back out. Inhale and exhale and relax there. Very nice. Like I said, we're stimulating a lot of those deeper tissues in the shoulder. You could even think of that as your rotator cuff there, because a lot of those muscles are what's working to rotate that femur in the socket right there. Let's switch to the left side. Place your right hand on your chest. Reach out with the arms here. Another good tip for the shoulder axials is imagine you're giving someone some knucks here, so you're really pushing out. This motion is called protraction here, and that's going to get these little muscles on the side of the rib cage to fire up. Just be mindful as you're doing this, we're not rotating through the trunk as we push forward with the knuckles. Take a breath in, exhale, turn the palm down into internal rotation, turn the bicep towards the floor. Inhale and exhale, turn out into external rotation. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more turning out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Very nice. We're going to switch to our next position here. We're going to go straight out to the side here. This is 90 degrees of shoulder abduction. Take a breath in. Go hand on the chest. And as you exhale, go ahead, once again, turn the thumb down. Bicep to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Turn that bicep back behind you. Continuing to reach with the arm, staying long through that shoulder joint. Inhale. And exhale, go ahead and turn down. One of the things I like to visualize as I'm going through this is inhale and reverse. Exhale, turn back. As I like to imagine that my shoulder is like a wet rag. As I'm turning it out, it's like I'm wringing out that wet rag in the shoulder. One more time in both directions. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and turn down. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and turn back. Very nice there. You should really be feeling those little muscles in that shoulder starting to light up there. Going over to the left side now. Let's go right hand across the chest to monitor that shoulder. Take a breath in. Exhale, reach a little bit with the knuckles, and then go ahead and turn the thumb down into internal rotation. Inhale. Exhale, turn back. Inhale. Exhale. Turn down. Inhale. And then exhale, turning back. Really squeezing out as much range as you can. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Turn down. Inhale. And exhale. Turn back. Very nice. Awesome. So we hit our 2 positions of axials so far, directly out in front of the chest, 1 directly back to the side. To finish off, we're going to go down to the side of the hip here. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to go ahead and just reach back and behind slightly. So everyone's going to vary a little bit here. It just depends how much shoulder extension you have. As you go through this, though, or we go through these axials, it's very easy for the shoulder to roll forward and backwards here. If you're noticing that and you're way back here and this is happening through these axials, bring your hand a little closer to the side. You can literally start with this variation, just hand down to the side, and as you feel a little bit more confident, you can go further and further back. But considering that a lot of people have a lot of restriction and tension in their chest, it's a little bit more difficult to be able to open up there and get into the back seat of the car. Let's go ahead and start our reps right here. So go hand across the chest, and actually this time you go ahead and place your hand on the shoulder joint itself right here. Go ahead and reach down to the ground like you got a 50-pound dumbbell in your hand, and then go ahead and reach back slightly. Go ahead and take a breath in. Exhale. Turn the thumb in, the bicep in towards the body. And then exhale, as you come to end range. Inhale through mid-range. Exhale. Turn out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time in both directions. Inhale. And exhale. Very nice there. Good, let's switch over to the left side. Hand onto the shoulder. Knuckles reaching down towards the floor, and then reach back and behind the body slightly here. Take a breath in. Exhale, turn that thumb in and that bicep in towards the body. Inhale. Exhale. Turn out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Good, very nice. Awesome. So we just went through our 3 axials variation. Once again, remember, you can take the axial and apply it to whatever range you want in that shoulder car. wherever you notice some of that stickiness. So always know that you are the conductor of your body, and you got to notice and pay attention to these things when they come up. We're going to go ahead and come back to our shoulder car. We're just going to do one repetition here, and this is more of like a retest type of motion, just to notice any improvements that we may have felt going through after doing the axials, and then we're going to wrap things up with some scapular cars. So go ahead and make a fist with your left hand, open up your right palm, take a breath in, exhale, brace to that core, begin to lift that palm up in front of the body. Slowly pull up and over the top of the shoulder here. Good. Noticing any of those points that may have been sticky before, maybe they're a little bit more opened up. Turn that thumb back and behind the body, reaching into the back seat of the car. Good. Coming down to the outside of the hip. And pause. We're going to reverse here, drive back and behind, go into that back seat again. Rotate through that thumb, lifting that bicep out to the side, pulling up and over the top of the shoulder, down and across the body. Backs down to the outside of the hips. Awesome. Cool. I definitely felt a little bit smoother through that on my right side. Time to see how that left side feels. Take a breath in through the belly. Exhale. Brace down through the core and make a fist with the left hand or right hand. Open up the left palm. Slowly pull up and across the body, holding that serving tray out in front. Lift the fingertips up to the ceiling as you come up into this vertical position. Turn that palm back and behind, reaching to the back seat, leading with the thumb. Come down to the side of the hip and pause. Slowly reverse, drive back and behind. Unwind through the arm, turn that bicep up towards the ceiling, reaching up towards the ceiling now with the fingertips, and then pulling down and across the body, the back side of the hands. Awesome. Great work there, you guys. So just a great opportunity for us to notice some improvement through the shoulders and just finish up that shoulder warm-up. Things should be feeling pretty buttery right now through the shoulders. We're going to wrap things up working with the scapula. If you're unfamiliar with what the scapula is, it's also known as the shoulder blade. It sits right here on the back side of your rib cage. So as we move through different ranges through the shoulder, our scapula is gliding across the rib cage in conjunction with that shoulder. It's really there to create stability in a variety of positions. And today we're going to work through all the different ranges that we can move through in the scapular, with the scapular car. So I like to do one arm at a time, and I'm going to hold my arm directly out to the side. These feed in well to what we just did with the axials, because we're going to use some of that internal rotation to lock out motion from the arm, so we can just focus all of our motion to the scapula. So I want you to reach out. If this is about 0 degrees and this is 90 degrees, about a 45-degree angle from the shoulder right here. Once again, I like to place my hand on the chest to monitor any trunk rotation here, as we only want to be moving through the scapula. Take a breath in and exhale, making a fist. Turn the thumbs down, just like we did with the axials, but we're going to be holding internal rotation right here. This is going to get all the slack out of the arm so we can focus our motion purely into the scapula. We're going to work the first 2 planes of motion. That is protraction and retraction. So I want you to imagine pulling your shoulder blade back. If you were to see from behind, I'm pulling and pinching back like I'm trying to squeeze a pencil between my shoulder blade right here. And then from there, I'm pushing away and trying to push my knuckles out away from my shoulders. That's going to fire up these muscles right here onto the side of the rib cage. All right, so let's go ahead and work through a few reps here, just this partial range. Go ahead and pull back into retraction, push away into protraction. Pull back, retraction, push away into protraction. Some common compensations, one I already mentioned. We could be rotating through the trunk, try and minimize that as much as possible. We could also be bending through the arm. Try and keep your arm straight as much as you can. And lastly, as we go, sometimes the head will want to drop down or move, and that's the neck moving with the scapula. We want to be able to tease out the neck from the scapula here and get the scapula to move by itself on the rib cage. Let's go ahead and work through one more with the protraction and the retraction. Go ahead and pull back, pinching that shoulder blade back. And then once again, go ahead and reach out. The last 2 motions we're going to go through are what's called elevation. That's kind of like shrugging your shoulders, like I don't know what to say. And then we also have dropping down away from the shoulders here, sinking that shoulder blade down towards our hip pocket here. So we got these 4 motions here. We got elevation, protraction, depression, dropping away, and retraction. And that's a full scapula car right there. Let's go through 2 more. Elevation, protraction, depression, and retraction. 1 more. Elevation, protraction, depression, and retraction. Pause right there with your retraction. We're going to reverse it. Go ahead and push out with the knuckles. Head elevate up towards the shoulder. Pull and pinch back. Drop down away from the neck. Push and press away. Lift up. Pull and pinch back. 1 more lap here. Go ahead and drop down. Push away. Reach up. And pull back. Good, very nice there. Let's wrap things up with some scapular cars over here on the left side. Once again, place your right hand on your chest right here to monitor your trunk. Reach out at about a 45-degree angle with the arm. Make a fist, take a breath in. Exhale, turn that thumb down towards the floor and bicep down towards the floor. We'll work a couple of protraction and retraction reps first, and then we'll go through the whole motion. So go ahead and reach out with the knuckles here, going into protraction. You should feel these muscles through the sides of the rib cage right here engage. And then go ahead and pull back right here. As you pull back into retraction, you should be feeling those muscles behind the rib cage and the spine right there. Go ahead and push out again, protraction, pull back into retraction. 1 more, push out, and pull back. Go ahead and hold that pull back position. Elevate your shoulder up towards your ear. Push out away from the body. Drop down away from the ear. Pull back behind the rib cage. So we're going through elevation, protraction, reaching out, dropping down away from the ear, feeling those lats, pulling and pinching back for retraction. Let's do 3 more in reverse. Go ahead and push out and away with the knuckles. Lift up towards the ear. Pull and pinch back. Drop down away from the ear. Push out away from the body. Let's go up, back, down, and away. 1 smooth motion here for 1 more lap. Up, back, down, and away. And relax there. Awesome, you guys. All right, so that wraps it up for today as our shoulder and scapular warm-up that you can do before any upper body workout or any upper body activity that you're doing. It's a great way to just build overall spatial awareness of where your shoulder joint is at in space and just kind of priming the deepest parts of our shoulders that are necessary for having healthy shoulder movement and just general healthy shoulders, or healthy shoulders in general. If you guys do want to get into more expansive work, exercises that create more ranges of motion, I'll be saving that for some other videos, but this today was just a warm-up variation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.